I'm happy, very happy to be here today to share in the joy of the National Service Scheme as it commemorates the 50th anniversary of its establishment. I applaud the board and management of the scheme for putting up this elegant ceremony to celebrate the Jubilee anniversary. And I also commend Dr. Yaosei Educhum, the Minister for Education and Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe, under whose aegis the scheme operates, for his unwavering support and responsible oversight of the scheme's reorganization drive. A Golden Jubilee celebration is a momentous occasion that celebrates the history, accomplishments, challenges, and the potential for a vibrant future of an institution. It presents an opportunity to reflect on the achievements, milestones, and contributions made over the years. It allows for acknowledging successes, growth, and positive impacts. It is a time for us to pay homage to those who have been instrumental in shaping and sustaining the scheme. Indeed, our country, Ghana, was one of the first countries in Africa to have established programs and schemes aimed at mobilizing her youth who have attained certain ages or obtained higher educational qualifications to provide services that are of strategic significance to the state. It is also important to note that in executing such interventions, governments take several factors into account. Key amongst are promoting civic responsibility and inculcating a sense of patriotism among the youth and the population at large, building national cohesion and developing a common national identity, and helping in the recovery and rehabilitation efforts, particularly for countries emerging from conflicts and natural disasters. The scheme's historical journey, initiated under the military government of the National Redemption Council in 1973 and constitutionally recognized in 1980, reflects its adaptability to changing times. The mandate of the scheme has remained the same, save that in the past 2 decades, the scope of eligibility in terms of the age limit and duration for deployment has been shifted through administrative processes from Ghanaian citizens who attain 18 years to only Ghanaian citizens who have completed tertiary education and 1 year of postings. On an occasion like this, it is fitting that we pay homage to the members of Parliament who deliberated on the draft NSS bill that culminated in the passage of Act 426. They include the late statesmen J.H. Mensah, A.A. Munufie, Peter Ala Ajete, Harry Sawyer, and Kwaku West, among others. I recount the words of the then Member of Parliament for Trimau Uwebiaja, the Honorable John Ajekum Kufuor, subsequently the second President of the Fourth Republic, who intimated during the debate on the processes leading to the passage of Act 426 in 1948 that, quote, the scheme is a vehicle for building national cohesion, unquote. He again posited that, and I quote, we should look at the scheme as a development of human resources. We're going to make our future manpower more prepared to be used more efficiently, unquote. Since then, ladies and gentlemen, the NSS has been a platform for the youth to develop practical skills, leadership qualities, and a sense of civic duty. It has successfully mobilized some 3 million national service personnel addressing critical human resource needs in sectors such as education and health. I've been informed of the scheme's tremendous progress under the leadership of its dynamic current executive director, Osei Entry. My government since 2017 has engaged young people, including national service personnel, in intentional, productive, and constructive ways, whilst recognizing and enhancing their strengths. Specifically, several youth development programs have been put in place, which not only prioritize young adults' needs and build the skills needed to become productive and successful members of society, but also strengthen young people's sense of identity and belief in the future. These include the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP, the Ghana Enterprises Agency's GEA U-Start program, and the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CTVET. Currently, the scheme, through administrative arrangements, has expanded further the scope of its operations with a view to repositioning itself to respond to the exigencies of the time. In doing so, the scheme has created and executed initiatives that have harnessed the potential of the youth for civic duty and national cohesion and help create employment for sustainable development. Together with other partners and with the support from the Ministry of Finance, the following are being undertaken by the scheme in the agriculture sector under the Economic Enclave Program in the next 4 years. Deployment of 65,000 graduate youth to the agricultural enclaves. Creation of 81,000 jobs in agriculture and allied sectors. Development of 20,000 hectares of land for production. Production of 110,000 metric tons of food. Production of 1.5 million birds. And generation of revenue of some 92 million United States dollars by year 4. Looking forward, the NSS is poised for comprehensive transformation. Recognizing the evolving global landscape and the imperative for sustainable development, my administration is committed to elevating the scheme beyond its critical current role. Through strategic organizational development, the scheme will transition to a dynamic agent molding young talents for the workforce. This holistic transformation agenda is tied to the new strategic direction of using the scheme and other pro-youth agencies to address the specific employment needs of fresh graduates, national service personnel, as they relate to their training and skill development, provision of pre-employment support activities, as well as instilling the values of civic responsibility, discipline, nationalism, and volunteerism. To this end, I'm pleased to announce the forthcoming presentation of a draft policy document to guide the scheme's implementation, the first time in its existence that such a policy document will have been presented. Subsequently, a draft bill will be developed and laid before Parliament for consideration. This draft bill aims to transition the scheme to the status of an authority, providing a legal framework for the envisaged deployment for employment D4E model. When in place, the policy and the law will give backing to a model called Deployment for Employment, a scheme designed to encourage young graduates to create a positive impact and contribute to the development of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, with emerging developments across the world, such as globalization, growing youth unemployment, increased migration, climate change and its adverse effects on the environment, as well as the general economic downturn bedeviling many countries, the state and its agencies cannot continue with the business-as-usual ways of doing things. Similarly, as it embarks on a repositioning strategy, I urge the NSS to focus its operations on some key sectors aligned with our nation's long-term development objectives. In this regard, government recommends that the scheme scales up and focuses on the new models that it has initiated, with the purposive intention that the capabilities of these energetic and educated youth would be deployed to generate maximum impact for the socioeconomic development goals of the country. Some areas where the scheme is advised to focus on include the following: NS support of the education sector, NS support of the health sector, NS support to the ICT sector and the digitalization process, and the graduate youth in agriculture towards import substitution and addressing food security challenges. Indeed, I expect these initiatives to find expression in the draft policy framework that will be presented before Cabinet for consideration. As part of the celebration, the scheme has lined up several programs and activities to be observed throughout the year, and I urge all of us to patronize such programs. And I want to assure the Speaker that much as he will be scrutinizing the budget for the NSS, and I welcome that scrutiny, I also want to call upon him to expedite the process of the law when it comes before him in Parliament. Once again, on behalf of government, I extend my appreciation to both past and present members of the governing boards, management, and staff of the scheme for bringing it to its current status as we strive to enhance its fortunes. I am deeply persuaded that we, the first people in sub-Saharan Africa to shake off the shackles of colonialism and imperialism, have it in us to be indeed the beacon of Africa and the light of the world. Let us all rise to that challenge and make the Black Star sparkle. We can do it. I'm confident that we can use all the blessings that have been bestowed on us by the Almighty to bring progress and prosperity to Ghana and to Mother Africa herself. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I declare the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the National Service Scheme duly launched. May God bless the National Service Scheme and us all, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and small. I thank you for your attention.